Attention Diana! An ad break has started. The raptor will make a short break to make sure no one misses anything. Hey Diana! The ad break has ended, you may yak once again.
Hi, people following me. I haven't started the stream. Youkosaur, everyone. Hi, welcome. Here's my secret double pair of arms. Hi, how you doing? I'm sorry for not starting earlier. I was having a nightmare and I'm high out of my mind. Drinking squeezed lemon juice. Who knows? Maybe that...
Welcome.
I thought there was Kazunagi re-following. Well, I am so... If I say I'm high, I think Twitch will ban me. But I'm not high exactly. I was having a nightmare or sleep paralysis. I don't know what that is. Youkosaur. Let me return chat. What the fuck? Hold up. Hold up. Jesus fucking Christ. Quer ir pra casa? No, wait. I am at home. What the... Hi everyone! It's been 3,000 years since last Saturday. Hi! Diana, hi? No. No, I'm not high. Actually, I'm very short. I am like 160 centimeters or 5'3" or something. Hold up, I still have some lemon between my legs. There isn't a toggle to squish my face in where you drink a lemon. But that's basically what I was doing. Ah, filho da puta! Who was it? Who was it? Team Victor Productions. Also, I forgot to say, Youkosaur, welcome to the Pal Lab. Now it's 2 minutes of Portuguese, I see. Ok, então... eu devia voltar lá para cima, mas eu já disse Youkosaur, bem-vindos a quase toda a gente. O que é que mais seguiu? Eu vi um gatinho. Cadê? Eu vi alguém. Esqueci-me de dizer, desculpem, estou tão lenta. Obrigada, Kazunagi, por te reinscreveres. Já passaram 13 meses. Quer dizer que tens um bebê e uma perna e meia, talvez. Acho que um bebê é tipo 9 meses, então 13 deve ser qualquer coisa assim. Hoje estamos aqui para continuar. Bolas, eu não posso dizer shenanigans em português. Foda-se, porque é que ativaram este redime? Eu não sei falar a minha própria língua materna. Estamos aqui para jogar o joguinho da freira que tinha uma amiga fora da torre, que ela era tipo enciclopédia andante dentro da torre, não saía de lá, não falava com ninguém a não ser os visitantes que lhe iam fazer perguntas, e a única amiga, talvez, ou visitante mais frequente, foi assassinado. Neste caso, assassinada. Vadimind. Youkosaur, bem-vindo ao Laboratório Pel. Isto não soa nada bem em português. Eu pensei em quase tudo menos nisto. Quem me chama? A Diana, sou eu. A Diana A, ou Diana S, Diana Sora. Então, tipo... Parece uma drogada a explicar o plot da história. A moça foi assassinada e eu fui despromovida de enciclopédia humana para ser uma freira normal e filtrar-me com as outras e descobrir o que é que se passa. And who was assassinated? Yes, that's who I need to find. Finally. Boa tarde, Diana Sora e Maltinha do chat. Youkosaur, welcome. I'm sorry, I was forced to speak my mother tongue because of this stupid redeem that I made myself. And I'm lost. I need to focus one thing at a time. But usually I just want to say that streams are in Portuguese for Português, o caralho, foda-se. Rewind, brain, reload, brain, reload. Inspira, expira. I just wanted to say that streams are usually in English. And even though I can understand Portuguese, I would rather if chat was all in English so that majority of pals can understand, because They are from around the globe, and the common language we're speaking here is English.
Hello.
You know, sometimes
Hi.
they will pick up on the occasional filho da puta, which they started repeating. Very interesting research results, yes. We must continue to research on that. Hi, Vadimine. Youkosaur. Yes, the nun game. I think I should get a tissue. So, why am I so mentally dysfunctional right now? It's because I've been having vertigo for like 3 days. Because I stopped taking some meds, and I don't know if I'm just weak or I stopped taking them wrong. Like, too abrupt. And so I'm having vertigo and other symptoms. And I had to take a nap because I was, as to say, dizzy. And I napped. And unfortunately, I was napping, dreaming that I was trying to wake up. And I don't like when that happened. It's a little bit traumatizing. I was trying to move, but I couldn't move, and I was facing the goddamn wall, and I couldn't move. And so, since I was technically dreaming, I was hallucinating that I was throwing myself out of the bed. I could feel my body, but my actual body not moving. So that was that. And then I eventually woke up, staring at the wall, and I was like, is this the real wall, or is this the wall in my dream? That is the real wall. Holy shit, that was a trip, and I'm angry that happened. I don't like when that happens, and so I was trying to do something for it to stop. I don't know. I wanted to drink something strong, but I don't have anything at home, so I'm... Oh. Ah! Que nojo! I mean, not que nojo, it's too acid. I like lemon, but it's acidic, but that's the point. So yeah, I don't know what I'm complaining. I squeezed the lemon so I could drink it with water. Maybe it will call me to reality more easily. Yeah, that's it. I'll translate the swears that... Owie! Cabrão, what did I do? I'll translate the swears that she will say in Portuguese, chat. Ah, how thoughtful of you. I hope you don't get banned by automods, though. Yeah. Please, someone tell me how my little guy gets gold. What are you talking about? Also, someone was talking about Goku. I have no idea what you're talking about. I just ask you guys to stay on topic. And for common knowledge, I've never watched Dragon Ball. Nah, don't be sad. It was to help the... It was to help the neurons working. I understood, yeah. By the way, newcomers, I'm so happy so many people joined me on this Holy Saturday. Usually Mass is on Sunday, but oh well, it's what we have. If you wanna have one of these little guys, oh, maybe you guys found out already. There is this extension. It looks like a puzzle icon. If you're on the phone on full screen, it looks like a puzzle. If you're on the computer, just scroll down on my stream. Alongside the rules and everything, you will find... Will you? Yeah, you will find stream avatars, but I ask you to pop up full screen on another window. That shit, please. Because I have so many things that they don't... Ape, I hope you shit yourself. I swear to God, I forgot to raise the price for the fart. It was, you know, it was initially 100 shocky eggs and now it's 300. I need to tweak out the fart economy in this chat because you specifically fart too much in here. What are you talking about gold for? Are you talking about League of Legends, for fuck's sake? Please, this is a Christian stream, or more like a Catholic stream, I guess. I was talking how to get these little guys in stream avatars. Apparently, people have them here, but I was saying how to use them. So you come to the world here naked. Where is that guy? I saw them. Soya goose. Okay, so you come like this naked, and you can choose your shade of pale, your mouth, and you come with the free leaf. And the reason everyone can choose this nun habit is because I was testing on how to do a Lebkuchen cosplay for the pals, but now people just been using the The none because it's that one free item. It's free, so everyone gets to use it. Normal attire is usually these, well, archaeologists digging attire or lab stuff. But as you can see here on poor Palbot, who pinned him by the balls? God damn it, Ape. As you can see, you can purchase other things with bits that are not related to the Pal Lab. They're usually related to other video games like Pokemon, or in this case, Barony. Aye! Violence in chat, holy shit. In this case, Palbot is cosplaying a gnome from Barony. And I'm trying to see him, he's upside down. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there's a list of commands on my... Who gave me the pacifier? There's a list of commands on the bottom of my page, and yeah, I guess that's it. There isn't a commands. If you put commands like this, I think you will get the... You won't get shit. You won't get shit, actually. Okay, so let's see. Let's go to the game. I think I yapped enough. Just a little bit grumpy because I had the nightmare. Yes, that's the lore today. So you guys will shrink because your brains are humongous. Or maybe it's your head that is full of air. We haven't proved it with science yet. I'm gonna get a tissue. Hold up, guys. Como é que se chama? Sinusite, yes. Now, how is that called in English? I forgot. I forgot how you say sinusite in English, or allergies, whatever the fuck I have. Why are you guys bullying Palbot? What did he do? He's the bullying target today. Let's say him before me. Can my phone be in place? Que é isto? Bulbasaur, no! Desculpa, filho, vem cá. My little Bulbasaur, I yeeted him in the process. And we don't have music. I mean, we have BGM, but game music, Doku. Where did I put? No, antivirus, I don't want anything to do with you. Game. Non-game. Ah, non-music. Oh my god, I'm feeling the lemon. The lemon is swimming upstream. I'm good, I'm gonna be good. Okay, BGM off. And here's the thing I'm gonna be doing today, pals. Remember how yesterday I was here and I removed all filters of my voice and I ended up sounding like this? This is how I sound without any filters. I sound super fucking low! So I'm gonna put everything back. But I want to... Noise suppression or noise gate. There's one of these that I want to remove because every time I start speaking more softly, Palbot is flying again. Every time I start speaking more softly or even just ending sentences where I don't use as much voice power, my voice gets cut. I hate it. Let me see. Which one is it? Noise suppression, low quality, or noise gate? Noise gate removed. So basically, if I scream, I scream. If you guys die, you die. Hopefully you won't be hearing as much. Noise gate, eh? It would be noise gate. Ah, wise spell meta. Well, I yeeted the filter already. Still, I had both noise gate and noise suppression. And by experience, I realized that when I make Toad's voice, like Mario, Luigi, or something like that, the noise suppression tends to cut my voice because it thinks it's noise, and same with my laugh. Let's see. Can I raise the volume of the game just a tad bit? Suppression is supposed to keep away background noise. Suppression, depression, gate. Okay, which one did I kill again? Noise gate. Yes. Noise gate is what cuts my voice. Noise suppression, which is what you use for the background noise, which should be my click-clack keyboard ASMR, which isn't that bad, but I'm just mostly conscious about my sniffy noises. I have allergy every day of the year. Yippee! This is your fault, guys. You made me like this. I was much healthier when I was a fossil because I was dead. There were no irregularities. Yes. Now you have a cute voice. Me? For real? Thank you. I want to eliminate Palbot. Don't eliminate Palbot. He's useful. He tells me when ads are coming up. Well, he also is the one that announces when you guys catch things here. If I give you some dino nuggies and you press exclamation jump at the right time, you'll be able to catch, and Palbot is the one announcing them. Let's see, load. Ah yeah, one last warning that I need to give is that I don't know if I can stream for more than 2 hours because of the vertigo thingy, and I think I forget to breathe sometimes, so I get arrhythmia, which is when your heart forgets how to heart, and it's kinda uncomfortable. It goes too fast. She's a panico! It's too loud! Why did I do this? Back to 3 volume. Back. Okay, where were we? Ah! Oh! Eh? Better. Okay, Load. We're gonna load here in the Babel Tower or whatever. So what happened is that we discovered that with the superior nun, she told us that the people of the village were too far away and there were no buses or cars at the time to go to the mountain. So they sent letters for me, the non-GPT or walking encyclopedia inside the tower, to read them and bless them and stuff. Apparently, I never received such things because I didn't know they existed. This girl who was assassinated, my friend Catherine, who I don't know nothing about, she was supposed to give me the letters, but apparently she didn't. Me and the superior are both shook. I don't know. I didn't know what to say. The woman who had come to the hagioscope so many times, who had seemed so interested in me and my way of life, had been hiding an entire function of my job from me? Why? It made no sense. The already foggy picture I had of Katrine in my mind was losing definition. I suppose I could start by just asking the others about Katrine. Be careful. That could raise suspicion rather quickly. Well, I'm thinking over her old role. It would make sense to everyone if I asked about her, I think. I should know the size of the shoes I meant to fill. As long as you're careful to frame it that way. Of course. I just don't understand. Why would Catherine withhold my letters? The superior let out a heavy sigh and brought a hand to her temple. She looked as if she'd aged 5 years over the course of this conversation. I don't know. The more I hear, the less I understand. That's exactly how I feel. I know this is the right thing to do, but I was not expecting things to get this tangled quite so quickly. I'll do my best to untangle things, Abbess. I tried my utmost to sound authoritative. Maybe I really was trying out new personalities. The superior gave me a tired smile in response. Bless you. Take a wander around the grounds and talk with some of the sisters. They should be taking most of the rest of the day. Palavra, foda-se, frase complicada. Most of the rest of the day for the work, but I'm sure they will make time to chat. I gave a little bow of my head and turned to leave through the large oaken door. I stepped out in the empty hallway. I had no idea where to start looking for people, but I realized now was a decent time as any to explore the abbey and get my bearings. So last stream, I'm rereading what I read last stream, just to make some context. Pigeons! Truth be told, I had no idea how huge this place actually was when I was in my cell. I had a few diagrams of monasteries and cathedrals in my books, but those were just little lines on a page. I forgot my tits! Shit! Give me a second. I forgot my tits. Twitch integrated throwing system, which some of you abuse, but it's part of my stream. If it gets too bad, then I will throw you out of reality. Let's see. Tits. Come here, tits. They're loading. Just a minute. Any moment now. Tits. Tits. Where's my tits? Aha! Okay. Control Shift F1. Tô no sítio errado, porra! Wait a second. There you go. Good enough. Good enough. Let's test it. Ow, tá bom. Okay. I love Pelbot. I'm sure he loves you too. Or maybe not, by the amount of times you tried to kill him. You forgot your what now? My tits! I forgot my tits. Oh my god, Twitch on the phone is tweaking. Can we reload this? Thanks. Okay. My tits fell off! Now that I was actually wandering around an abbey myself, one that seemed to excuse the careful layouts I had read about and at that, I found myself marveling at the tiniest things. Most of the stonework was quite old. I had noticed that some walls lining the path to the bath and kitchen were in disrepair. Oh gosh. It's the lemon. I should drink some water maybe. The lemon is fighting with my tummy. Yeah. Pelbot is up there. Lemon's got hands. It's just that I'm too sensitive sometimes. I love Lemon though. The lemon was supposed to wake me up from the horrors of my sleep. I didn't quite know how to describe it. By the way, can you guys hear me well? Is the music too loud compared to my voice? If I check on OBS, it seems fine, but my computer just had a stroke. Great. Gonna keep my microphone here so I don't yell so much. Project my voice, it's hard. How do people do it? I don't know how to describe it, but it wasn't just dilapidation. Some parts of this place just looked older, squared off, less detailed. The chapel, for instance, while certainly very tall inside, felt very simple. A big box, really. But as I walked around the grounds, I noticed that certain sections of the abbey were meticulously detailed. There were little flourishes on the corners of the stonework. Bits and pieces that didn't seem to serve any particular function but certainly caught the eye. That is the function. Why are you doing that face, Kazunagi? What did you do? What happened? What happened? Also, are you guys stuck in the middle of the frame or Why are you all in the corner? Let me test something. Oh no, okay, I thought something happened and my screen got the wrong resize because you were all hanging on one corner. How do I pin people? You press exclamation pin and write the name of the person in front of it. Good luck, have fun! And then I thought maybe that was the function. Holy shit. Silly minds think alike. Hadn't seen many other buildings before, but I could immediately spot the difference between parts of the monastery. I reached for a comparison I could make. Lemon. Okay. I connected it to books, of course. Some parts of the abbey felt like they had been built the way the Old Testament had been translated. Functional, blunt, constructed out of the bare necessities to make their point immediately. In the story of Elisha I was relaying earlier, the distance between the bears tearing those children apart and Elisha arriving in Bethel is 2 lines or so. The other parts of the abbey were more majestic, pretty. Perhaps there's a structural reason for the way things look, but the look is what draws you in. You can gaze at it and ponder what it means, rather than understanding its purpose immediately. Maybe it's just decorative. Maybe it's decorative and functional. I believe I forgot the name of this structure. It also helps support the ceiling because it's a large square of empty space and they don't really have much besides the normal arcs on the outside. Maybe I'm wrong. It's been a long time since history of art and culture classes. Or perhaps the decoration is the function. Lady, you said that already. It's long-winded and aesthetically interesting. Like something Aquinas wrote. Now you're just throwing names around. Romanesque versus Gothic? Well, yes, that's exactly what I was going for. Yeah, she is right about it, architecture-wise. Gothic architecture has a lot of details and little thingies as she described. While not romantic in Portuguese, I guess. Romantesque, wherever she said, it's like more blunt looking. I apologize for rambling. I was trying to illustrate how my mind was piercing my new world together, after being locked in a room for years and years. No, she doesn't laugh like that. I suppose I'm the Aquinas between the two of us, aren't I? Not in talent, by God, but certainly in method. That's okay. You can be Roman, I'll be Gothic. I took a turn I hadn't made before down some stairs. I trod carefully, still embarrassed about my little adventure with Catherine that morning. Reminder that there is a Catherine with K, which is one of our new colleagues, and Catherine with a C, which is the one that was assassinated. I realized I was stepping into the Undercroft, which meant the cellars must be nearby. I don't know what the Undercroft is, but I know cellars is where you keep the wine. I went to Pin's Thumb Ruler Kazunagi, but it isn't working. I would usually reply skill issue, but I honestly don't know how to help. Maybe you're writing it wrong. Maybe it's the tag, the name. I don't know. That is too much technology for me. I'm usually on the other side, so I don't use stream avatars much. But hey, maybe Kazunagi can help you. Here's the thing. Pinning people, throwing bombs, using screensaver costs gold. If you don't have gold, you cannot use those commands. The only thing that's free is jumping and farting. Yeah, if you put exclamation gold, you can see how much money you have, which you gain passively by watching the stream and by catching Dino Nuggies. So maybe that's why you spent all of those already by throwing yourself. So you're saying is slots. Hey, for slots you also spent some gold. Please be sure to check the comments of stream avatars on my page, because it says there how much gold it costs each thing. For example, let me try on my site. Gold. I have this amount of gold. My Wi-Fi crashed. What did you say? Oh my fucking god, someone help this guy. Let me try to write it for you. Gold. Team Victory Productions. I don't know if you can write for someone else, but... The pin costs money. You are broke, my friend. Type exclamation gold to see how much gold you have. You gain gold by watching and catching dino nuggies and winning on the slots. Yeah, what Kazunagi did. Yes, you are broke. I'm sorry. Maybe you wasted all of it on earlier commands, or it's just because you got here today. That's why people have... How much does a pin cost? Please don't make me say all the commands. Go to my page and check how much each command costs. I want to continue the stream. Thank you. I wandered through the croft until I heard voices echoing around. They sounded strained. I see. They're torturing people in those cellars, and maybe that's how they make the wine. I followed them until I spotted barrels. Lots and lots of barrels. I walked through the rows of casks in... Oh. That was a lot of wine. I could see 2 figures ahead of me. Apanhados! Cat drinking. Oh. Hello, Hedwig. Hello, you two. Did Martha put you on cellar duty? Oh, no. I just came down here to talk to Flora. I was on cellar duty. Is everything alright? Oh. Everything is just fine. We were talking about chess. I am very competitive and sometimes I just raise my voice, I suppose. Yeah. Are you good at chess, Hedwig? Oh no, I don't like where this is going. By the way, I should save over here. Yeah. I feel like I'm gonna be dragged into playing chess. I've never played, actually. Of course. What a silly question for me to ask. Would you have played against? Who would you have played against? That's right. You can't play chess against yourself. Where is the fun in that? You get to be alone, for starters. Bah! No, that is such a waste of time. There's no romance in that. What? Hello? Romance? I mean, there is Yuri for everyone with eyes to see it. But where is she seeing romance in the game of chess? Romance? The thrill of competition. The heat of battle. Chivalry, I don't know how to pronounce this in English. Requires spectatorship. To do battle, not with swords, but with wits. Romance takes 2. Wow, you certainly do get passionate about chess. I can romance myself just fine. Get your mind out of the gutter, Diana. I do it all the time, Flora! Flora! Now you're just disrespecting the game! I don't understand. Romans, and they were Romans. I don't understand. Well, anyway, Flora, I still demand a rematch. You will face me on the field of battle of the mind, and I will prove to you that your last victory was but a fluke. Fine. Whatever. if it will get you out of my face. Tonight, we duel! Angela lifted up an imaginary sword, then twirled it and seated it at her side. Okay, sure. Bye. Goodbye, my friends. If you are interested, Hedwig, I will teach you how to play one day. All I have to do is ask. She is obsessed! She gave me a smile and left down the long passage of barrels. Come to think of it, I might have an Alexander Neckham book that mentions chess. I don't care. Right. I suppose that's something I could tell Adela sometime. What do you want? Oh, nothing. Just making the rounds. Saying hello to everyone, you know. So this is your third introduction? Sorry. I don't need to be mean about it. Flora huffed and leaned against the casks lined up along the back wall. Look, I'm sure you're really nice or whatever, but I don't volunteer down here for the conversation, understand? You like to work alone? Finally, someone understands. Well, I will be working alone a lot too, I think. So, do you have any advice? Advice? Yes. Advice for working alone? Certainly. Well, for starters, you need to be by yourself. Alright? And then, once I'm by myself, I like to do my work. Damn, you don't need to shout at me, Jesus. Why are you asking for advice anyway? Aren't you like twice my age? I'm barely a decade your senior. I'll have you know. Close enough. Martha had been right. I tried to change the subject to maintain composure. This is certainly a lot of wine. Yes, as you can see, I have a lot of work to do. What is she gonna do? Taste testing or what? Alone. Is the wine here good? I wouldn't know. I haven't gotten to try any. This batch will be the first the Superior has allowed me to taste. We have a large vineyard nearby. These aren't all ours. Oh, really? Where are the other casks from? I don't know. Some rich guy probably. Maybe this is a good environment for wine storage. Good for bringing out the flavor or whatever. I see. Well, I shall leave you to it then. Thank you. It was nice chatting with you. Yeah, nice meeting you for the third time. Bruh, she's so mean. And she called me old, yes! Son of a bitch. I turned away to leave. I'd had just about enough of that conversation. Understandable, girl. I had made it halfway back through the rows of barrels when I heard Flora call out to me. Why did you want Catherine Second's job so bad? Catherine Second, the second or seconds? Is how they distinguish both of them verbally. I didn't. Really? Yes, I promise. I turned to look at her. She was eyeing me up and down. I tried to give her a defiant stare as I could muster in return. Weird way of showing it. Breaking a 20-year vow to take a dead woman's work. I wanted to tell her about Catherine's visit to my window. I wanted to tell her about how the Superior had practically forced me to do this. I wanted to tell her that I was trying to help heal the wound that was making her act this way towards me. But I didn't. I couldn't. If you want to put it that way. Sure feels like that is the way it is. How I'm putting it has nothing to do with it. Damn, girl, don't need to attack me like that. So, it must seem. With that, I turned around again and left the undercroft. Great, now I'm gonna be the main suspect of the murder. You guys are gonna see this. I wandered around the halls for a bit, trying to gather my thoughts. Adela was certainly passionate about chess. But was that really what the conversation I had walked in on had been about? Surely Adela had been here long enough to know Flora didn't like being bothered. She had made that clear to me immediately after all. It must have been something more important than that. Well, yeah, that makes sense. Private place to discuss something she didn't want to talk about anyways. No, this wasn't going to work if I started looking for reasons to suspect everyone every time I encountered them. I was going to need to strike a careful balance between searching for the answers and letting them come to me slowly. I'd go mad otherwise. Well, more mad. We're all mad on here. I stepped onto the outhouse path that led past the kitchen. I walked past the rectory where we'd all meet for luncheon. I followed the little path around the grounds. Eventually, I came to the side of the chapel. Damn, the music is fire. Is it too loud? It seems okay according to OBS. I stood back and gazed at the building, taking it all in. There was a pile of rubble next to the chapel, a blemish on an otherwise picturesque scene. Bits of splintered wood stuck out at odd angles, but they were rotted enough. They were rotted through. The stone itself was quite weathered as well. It looked perhaps as if an extension to the church had been planned but forgotten. Suddenly, out of the corner of my eye, I noticed movement. It's Larry! No. I'm thinking about abiotic factor. Oh, hello there. Ah, Sister Margaret. I was just taking a stroll around the grounds. That's a good way to pass time. Lots of nooks and crannies to explore around here. Yes, it certainly seems it. I find myself quite overwhelmed. I think I might know most of the interesting passages and doors and whatnot around here. It's a little boggling. But honestly, I doubt anyone here knows every little secret. If you find anything interesting, let me know. We can compare notes. I will. Ah yes, to architecture nerds. What's your favorite? I don't think I know you well enough to share that just yet. Oh my god! What secret room do we have in here, huh? Oh, nothing against you. We can work up. We can work up to my favorite. I can tell you my second favorite if you'd like. Go on then. If you ever get hungry in the middle of the night, there's a secret way into the stores through the cellar. Really? Where? Now, where's the fun in that? Ah, get them at the treasure hunt. Fair enough, I suppose. It will mean more if you find it yourself. Exploring this place is very enriching. Enrichment for the nuns who are stuck here. Ah, I wanna shave here. Just to make sure, I'm paranoid about saving games ever since playing Witcher 3 recently. The game keeps crashing every time I change equipment or something. And that has nothing to do with the few mods I installed. You'll have a great time figuring it out, I promise. I'll keep that in mind. By the way, at luncheon, I would like nothing more than to skip over whatever topic you were hoping to breach here. Ask me what my favorite psalm is, or if I play any instruments. Anything else. Do you play any instruments? I'm not too shabby at the lute, now that you mention it. Wow! I've never played any instruments. I imagine that's obvious, come to think of it. You should try it. Catherine would have shoved one into your hands the minute you stepped out of your cell, if she were still here, I'd wager. Really now? That's more or less how it was for me when I got here. Hardly a minute after having my hair shorn, she was asking me all kinds of things. What I like to do, what I wanted out of life. Catherine, not sure I quite understand what's happening. Nobody got past her without trying something new. Catherine seems like a very living spirit, like joyful person maybe. She sounds like she was very inspirational. She certainly had the stars in her eyes. May she rest in peace. May she rest in peace. I don't understand is why Margaret was avoiding whatever I wanted to talk about in Luncheon. I mean, she was there, but I don't remember her doing much there. Well, this has been as pleasant as it's been modeling. I'll speak to you later, Hedwig. Until next time, Margaret. She gave me a quick bow of the head and continued off down towards the path I had come from. After taking another good look at the chapel, I looked around behind it, exploring. There, I could see rows upon rows of bushes and hedges, flower beds and vegetables. There were vines crawling up the walls of the buildings, surrounding the vast networks of plants. This was Darcy's domain then. Ah, the weed girl. I wanna take a print of them. Let me save the game. Yes. What was the button? F11? F11 meu rabo. Do you guys remember which button removed the text so I could take a print of it? I managed the other day. What? Wait, I need to Google. Meta is not here. I think he would know. How to remove text from Misericorde game for screenshots. Aha! Page! Yatta! The occasional drawings, they're pretty. I want more of them. They blend so nice with the filtered photograph in black and white. That is such a nice technique. Take a picture, edit some filter so it looks a little bit more pixelated, more like a drawing, and everything's black and white, and so are the nuns. In fact, I could see her and Eustace besides the door to what looked like a large shed or some sort of hall. I picked up my pace. At the very least, these two would be nicer to me than Flora was. Here they are! They look like they're ready to pounce on me. Jesus, girls, one at a time! Plug said on Discord that Darcy is high as a kite. Maybe that's true. She's always holding some kind of concoction here. Or so I thought. Eustace looked slightly irritated when she noticed me. Ah, don't worry, Hedwig. She's just jealous because she likes Darcy. I'm sure of it. I can smell it. It's the gaydar. She stood up and brushed herself off as I approached. Hello, I wanted to say thank you for the Now it's not a great time. What? Is something wrong? No, just... I'm busy. I glanced at Darcy. I realized she was looking even more out there than usual. Is she okay? Yes. As long as I'm watching her, anyway. What is she... Darcy was pacing around in a small circle. Her head was tilted skyward. She looked blissful. She's having a vision. Oh. Yep, it's that kind of drugs that we're taking. She's what?
Rows of bookshelves. Rows and rows of bookshelves. Rows and rows and rows of bookshelves.
Hold on. Eustace dipped down to pick up a small ledger and quill she'd been sitting with.
The reader chooses a book. It is a book the reader has to read before. The reader chooses a book and opens the book.
What's in the book, Darcy?
Ink lashes like flame.
Attention Diana.
Oh my god.
An ad break has started. The raptor
Now!
will make a short break to make sure no one misses anything.
Now that it's getting interesting. Oh my god, the girl is tripping. Let's just finish the vision. Hold up.
Ink lashes like flame, and they hurt the reader so. But the reader pays no mind. Readers read and read, the reader does, until the reader's eyes are burned, until every page is turned. Readers read and read, the reader does. Yes, keep going. Stay with me, Dars.
How can you be so calm about this?
She's had this one before. Readers read and readers ask. We ask readers what they read. What if they've read what we need? Reading makes one wise indeed. Readers read and others ask, even if the flames do lash.
Eustace scribbled all of this down. She seemed perfectly collected. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. All of a sudden, Darcy stopped walking in her little circle. She began to wobble, and tears started rolling down her cheeks. Her blissful smile was gone. This is new. Oh my god, no, she's hallucinating too hard. Darcy, stay with us!
What do you see now, Dars? What's happening? Fire.
Yes, flames, you said that already. Anything else?
Goat. Fire. Goat. Fire goat. Forgot. I forgot what I was talking about.
Just another one of your visions. I'd say that tincture was a success.
Oh god, oh good. Was it a nice one? It was hard to tell.
She touched her face and looked slightly surprised by how damp her cheeks were. Oh my god. Go to fire him! Okay, I'm gonna pause here. Gonna save here. And I'm just gonna wait and not talk for a bit so I can recover while... Not that I had the vision, I just want to breathe a little bit. While Palbot is doing his ad, so let's give it a minute.
Hey Diana. The ad break has ended. You may yap once again.
Well, I didn't have a lot of time to rest. Fazer o quê, né? Okay, we're back. So, Darcy is the master of taking care of animals and making plant shit to drink. And she has visions. I'm having a vision of ruby red shoes that give her ideas. She touched her face and looked slightly surprised by how damp her cheeks were.
Was I crying because I saw the face of God and it was beautiful? Or was I crying because it was bad?
We'll talk about it later. Darcy, how long have you been having visions?
For a long time.
We really need to be going. Yeah, because this is Heresy! This is heresy, and I'm gonna tell on the superior... No, just kidding. She cried because she's so beautiful woman. God, I wish that were me. Yes, I understand Eustace is like cautious because I'm the newcomer and girl here is doing borderline what's considered witchcraft at the time. I mean, if it's a nun, then it's a miracle. Now, if it's I don't know, Aunt Maria in the other side of the village, then it's probably considered witchcraft. It's all about privileges, I guess. We really need to be going.
Yeah, I need to go sit down for a bit after having one of my vision tinctures, where everyone says I stay too odd. So bye, I'll talk to you when I'm less odd.
She cried because she saw the face of God and it was a man, or she cried because it was tears of sadness or tears of joy. Eustace took Darcy by the arm and coaxed her back towards the main building of the abbey. I stood there, stunned. I was shocked. I had, of course, read about mystics, but I'd never dreamed that I would meet one, let alone one in the middle of having a vision. I must admit that I had not pictured Darcy as being quite so close to God as that. Ah, yeah, so we're calling it mystics at the abbey. I see. This preconceito, I guess. Prejudice. If you saw an old man drinking weird juice at the village and he was claiming to have visions, he would be burned at the stake probably. It was a little humbling. Then again, if Margaret Camp could be so gifted, why couldn't Darcy? I have no idea who are these people she's talking about. I spent some time alone in the garden. I could see rows of carrots. Carrots. Juicy looking squashes and plump parsnips. There were plenty of other things I didn't recognize too. I realized just how limited my diet had been in my cell, and I salivated at the thought of trying some new food. No, Hedwig, don't! That's weed! No! When nuns do drugs, they're called mystics. When I do drugs, I get chilled shaking my head. Yeah, exactly! This is like so unfair in medieval ages and shit. The flower beds were quite beautiful, and the mix of pleasant smells filled the air. Are these lanternas? I think so. By the contrast. I took a little stroll through the flower bushes. I mean, it's kinda hard to tell what flowers they are because this is all black and white. There were all manner of colors and shapes that I couldn't identify, so I stopped to smell a few. They were all lovely. What do you mean colors? I don't see shit! There was one awkward, spindly looking bush at the end of one of the hedgerows that looked out of place. Oh god, she found the weeds! Darcy's growing weed. What is this? This is not holly. It was slightly skeletal. The leaves looked too big for the plant. It drooped a little. As I got closer, I realized there were little berries at the end of the flowers. Against all better judgment, I reached a hand out. Girl, that has thorns, don't! Curious to see what they taste like. Don't touch that. Goodness, you made me jump. Sorry. I wondered if you were still in the garden and I came looking for you. I'm sure it's all very exciting, but don't go touching things willy-nilly. Willy-nilly, what is that? That was very rude of me. I apologize. It's fine. Just don't touch that plant, whatever you do. Is it poisonous? Extremely. Why on earth is it here? I'm no botanist, so I can't explain it properly, but the short of it is that it's useful in small doses. How on earth could poison be useful? Well, Moira says it can be used to make a good painkiller for one thing. It was Catherine who begged Darcy to start tending it, though. Apparently, It's all the rage in Italy. Oh wow, we have tendencies in plants. You drop a little bit of the extract in your eyes to make them look bigger, I suppose. It's drugs! I knew it! Shinier. That's absurd. It's something to dilate your pupils, I believe. You'd get any argument from me, but that's why it's here. Darcy really does a wonderful job with this garden. She's brilliant. Darcy's our little Hildegard. Von Bing... What? Sorry, is that someone you... Oh no, don't worry. I've read Hildegard. That makes sense. An expert with plants and a real visionary. Darcy's like her in several ways. That's right. Is she doing well after all that? She's fine. She tries to have them on purpose. She has all sorts of different concoctions she's been tinkering with to try and enhance and understand her visions for years. That's incredible. It's certainly interesting. Did Darcy know catering very well? Catering too, you mean? Yes, she thought Darcy was a genius. How nice. Catering too had a way of making everyone feel special. Sometimes to a fault, if you ask me. She encouraged everyone to try new things to see if they had any hidden talents. That pudding you made for luncheon was very nice, by the way. Was that... Oh no, that recipe's all mine. Well, all me and my books. I see. Well, it was delicious. I'm glad. Anyway, my point is, Catherine too was someone who couldn't live well enough alone. She had many admirable traits. I miss her dearly, but it's true. I don't follow. Eustace stared at me pointedly from behind her large glasses. Be careful, Hedwig. With that, she turned on her heel and left the garden. Huh? Nerd! Nah! She's a cutie! Beads of cold sweat were building on my forehead. I felt knocked entirely off balance. After a few moments of stunned silence, I staggered back through the flower beds towards the abbey. What did she mean by this? It was a little chilly outside. It was getting later in the afternoon, and I presumed the dinner bell would be ringing at any moment. Eustace's words were still bouncing around my head. I hoped that a meal might straighten me out the way luncheon had earlier the day. As I walked through the cloister, I remembered what the superior had said about the sword being left as something of a monument to Katrine. I stepped onto the cloister grass and walked up to the sword, somewhat apprehensively. Be careful, Hedwig. What had she meant? Did she know? The sword was indeed clean. It looked well weathered, but there was no blood upon the blade. I dared not touch it, but I could tell the edge was still decently sharp. Be careful, Hedwig. How many of them knew? If Eustace suspected I was up to something, surely she would tell the others. The secret might already be out there. I heard the rustle of wings above me. I jerked my head up to see. Cloaked in shadow, the barest glint of eyes. Oh my god, it's... Look! Look, oh, they did a great job with the photographs. It's so... how is it? The contrast is so heavy that you can draw in the shadows and make it look realistic. Looking respectfully. That doesn't look respectfully as all. It looks like the aliens in Super Mario Galaxy looking at you. If you know, you know. Hildegard von Bingen. How do you say that? I feel like an idiot pronouncing it. was legit girl boss, to be honest. Do you know about them? I don't know. Please enlighten me in chat. Someone was spying on me! They disappeared into the shadows as soon as I was sure they were there. Oh god. I scurried away from the sword, feeling a sudden rush of bravery. I started running towards the nearest staircase that might lead me to whoever had been watching me. Girl, don't! And collided directly with Angela. Ah, Angela! Angela, hi! I am so sorry. There is no need to be running in the halls. I'm sorry! Why does she look like this? Did the superior not tell you? Did the superior not tell you that? No running in the hallways! I know. I really am sorry. What are you in such a hurry for anyway? Well, I was at the cloister, and I thought I saw someone watching me, so I was running to see who it was. What on earth for? To see... I don't know, if they wanted to talk to me, perhaps. Ah, of course. No one here seems to resist to be able... No one here seems to be able to resist your riveting conversation skills, I've noticed. Girl is mocking me! What an exciting first day you've had. Has it been fun? Being paraded around like a daughter the Duke is desperate to marry off? Damn, she hates me. Wiki summary. Hildegard von Bingen, also known as Sibyl of the Rhine, oh my god, this is even worse to pronounce, was a German Benedictine abbess and polymath, active as a writer, composer, philosopher, mystic, visionary, and a medical writer and practitioner during the high medieval ages. Damn, I never heard of that. Hi, nice one, Youkosaur! I'm being bullied. Spare me. I can see right through your little act. I don't know. Well, I do. I know exactly why you've joined us all of a sudden. I'll take your silence as confirmation. You may have tricked the others, but I'm no fool. If that's the case, then why haven't you told them? Because I do not care a whit what the others think. I just don't like meddlers, and I know a meddler when I see one. The superior may not care about how this place is run, but I do. I will not let her entrust this place to a complete outsider. Oh. What? I was at total loss here. But at least now I could be honest in my confusion.
Hello?
Hi, Ryzen, Youkosaur! Why do sound alerts have a different icon now? The only reason I know Hildegard is because of music history classes for my undergrad. Oh. Hi, Diana, did you find the letters? No, we did not find the letters, but I found a pair of creepy eyes stalking me, and I ran to find them, and on the way I bumped into Angela, who thinks that I'm here to take the place of the superior, apparently. She's mad at me. You think I'm to become the next superior? I'm not even close to the most senior sister here. As if tradition matters here. Why else would you have been let free from your cell? Why else would you be taking meetings alone with her? I'm just learning how to be the new chronicler. Yes, the superior seems to think chroniclers make good superior material. She's a fool, but a determined fool, I'll give her that. She cares a lot about this place. Clearly. Hence, she set the mouse loose in the kitchen. She stalked past me, turning her nose up. She's a bitch! I stood there, shaking with anger for a moment. I wheeled around as she reached the bottom of the stairs. Who killed Katrine? I know I shouldn't have asked so bluntly, but I felt confident enough in Angela's ignorance to barrel her ahead. James Foreman, a nasty little stable hand who had his eyes on her ever since he first started making deliveries to the Abbey. She rejected his advances, so he hacked her head off with a sword he carried in his cart for protection on the road. It was brutal, random, and obscene, like most crimes are. I cannot believe that. You never met her. Why do you care? It is my job to care. Not yet, it isn't. She is so jealous because she wants to be the next superior, probably. And she thinks I'm here to be the next superior. I think Edwick is getting too ahead of herself. She should be relieved that Angela doesn't think what she thinks. Like, if Angela was suspicious that I'm doing detective work, then I should be concerned. But that's not the case, so just ignore that bitch. You can do it, girl. I was fuming. But I did feel a little twinge of satisfaction realizing that I'd thrown Angela off of my real reason for being here. I knew she was wrong about Katrine, though. There were too many strange things going on. Too much unsettling evidence to the contrary. Evidence like... well, I didn't actually have any evidence, did I? I just had whispers. Whispers telling me that something was very, very wrong here. I had agreed with the superior out of a mixture of obedience and pity, but now I was itching to find the truth and rub Angela's stuck-up face in it. Yeah, let's go! Ooh, I got an achievement. Vision thing. Beloved, do not believe every spirit... I was reading that. Credo. Que é isto? É um desenho medieval. Is that Jesus? Another chapter saved. Should start saving over here. I'm getting hungry. When's the next ad break? I need to eat a cookie. Next ad should be in 30 minutes. What the fuck? Supper that night was a lot more subdued than luncheon. We all gathered around the rectory table, but the conversation didn't spark the same way. People seemed worn out from the various tasks of the day. Small clusters of chatter broke out between little groups of people across the table, but mostly people ate their meals in silence. I was content with this state of affairs, at least for the moment. Spite is the best motivation, let's go, yes! My plate was laden with wonderful-looking food from Darcy's garden, as well as a generous piece of chicken breast. I wolfed it all down in silence, trying to avoid eye contact from Angela, who was seated next to the superior at the head of the table once again. Cecily's book on chess is supposed to be quite interesting. So I have heard. Do we have a translated copy? In English or Castilian, I mean? Yay, Castilian mention! It's Spanish, like Spanish from Spain. I would have to check. I'll take a look, man. I need... No, I can't do it. If I remembered where they all from and if I were more talented at giving people accents, but I'm already butchering Moira's accent enough as is. I don't want to butcher a Spanish accent for Margaret. I would have to check. I'll take a look and give it to you in the... Give it to you later. Give it in the what, huh? What were you hiding? Oops, that's Adela, my bad. Spectacular. There is some kind of secret room they are not telling me about. I hate Spanish from Spain. What? Why do you hate Spanish from Spain? What did it do to you? It's the... Wrong emote. That's the Spanish I learned. Lord Coffin, hi. Why are you hiding in the boxes? What is Snake doing in chat? After supper was Vespers. You'll be glad to know I didn't cough up any horrible black bile in the chapel this time. We chanted the evening prayers. It all felt very regimented. There was a certain peace to the proceedings. My head felt pleasantly empty, and soon afterwards, free of the confusion and rage I had been alternating between earlier. I know Mexican Spanish, so Spain annoys me. Well, skill issue. I can understand all Spanish, I think. Hopefully, unless there's some hidden dialect I don't know about. When the office of Vespers was concluded, people trickled out of the chapel one by one. Left to my own devices, I wasn't really sure what to do. Girl, what devices? You didn't have a phone in the medieval ages. Your mom's skill issue. Wait, you keep my mama out of this. Where are you? Where? Cabrón. Oi, no, I said fly! There. Where's my game? Left to my own devices, I followed everyone out of the building into the cloister, but nobody turned to ask what I was doing, if I'd like to join them, or anything of the sort. It felt like I had already ceased to be of any interesting to the congregation. I have no friends. Invisible. I trailed behind everyone. I wasn't actually sure what I wanted. Did I want to be included? Would it make my job harder or easier? Would it make me feel better or worse? Now or when it came time to accuse one of them of the unthinkable. I looked across the cloister and stopped dead in my tracks. The sword was gone. The sword was gone?! What? Oh. Lord Coffin, Youkosaur, welcome to the Palab. It's dark and cozy in the box. Ooh. Okay. Welcome to the Palab. I ran across the grass where it had stood. It had been right there. I had seen it. I had nearly touched it. The sword is gone. Hello? Hello? I called out, but everyone had dispersed already. I looked down at the grass, and then, with jolt, looked up where I'd seen the mysterious figure earlier. They weren't there. I stared at the slight divot in the grass where the blade had been stuck into the earth for a little while. The superior. She had to be warned. Girl looking at grass and screaming, hello? She looks crazy. Superior! Mother Superior, The door yanked open suddenly. Get in. Now. Are you quite mad? I will send for you when I'm prepared to talk. If you're seen coming in and out of my office at will, I know, I'm sorry, but this is really important. You're putting both of us at risk. I apologize, but I'm making careful preparations so as not to rouse suspicion. Someone's taken the sword! The superior furrowed her brow. The sword in the courtyard. It's gone! I saw it there in the afternoon and now it's missing. I know. Huh? I thought about what you said after luncheon about leaving a weapon lying around and decided you were completely correct. It was more than a little gullish. I told our secrets to take care of it not long after you left. Eustace? Yes. She's in charge of all of the relics and items of interest here, not just the books. Was it Eustace that was staring at me from up there, maybe? Well, what if she's the killer? She has a weak blade now! A sword that she could have gone and collected whenever she fancied. Were that the case? Yeah, she's right though. Hedwig. Leave the strategizing to me. There is nothing whatever suspicious about an abbess asking her secrets to keep an object under her care. It makes absolutely no difference in the grand scheme of things if Eustace is involved or not. She would have access to the blade either way. Now, if the blade turns up missing, or God forbid, gets used again, she'll be the first person to call on. Please trust that I do think about these matters carefully. I like to play at least a few moves ahead. Moves ahead? What does that mean? Chess terminology. Have you played chess before? No. Why is everyone talking about chess? All of these lesbians know is talk about chess. I'll have Eustace loan you Solosi's book on the subject. It's really very interesting. I was well and bloody tired of hearing about chess, to tell you the truth. Anyway, you should go. If anyone asks, I was checking up on how your first day went. How did your first day go? I took a deep breath and raised my finger in the air. Actually! I see your message, but Automod censors sex words, so yeah. Chess is slang for foreplay, clearly. I see what you mean, Kazunagi. I see what you mean. I took a deep breath and raised my finger in the air, nerd emoji. Ready to let it all out again like I had in my previous meeting with the superior. However, I thought better of it in the end. Fine. All things considered. Fine. Good. Good. Angela doesn't trust you. Now there's the shock of the century. She knows. Thanks, John Automod. Anything else? No. Very well then. I shall send you for when I'm ready to speak on these matters again, and to take you to visit the accused. Understood, Abbess. Have a good night, Edwig. I left. I trudged up the stairs back to the dormitories. I pulled my robes a little tighter around myself. The wind was picking up outside. Brrr, it is windy today. At the top of the stairs, I could see Eustace and Adela walking through the halls, holding torches and lighting the sconces. What? Like the torches? On the walls near the entrance to the dorms, the library, and the Misericorde. The game mention! Oh my god, but these two, please don't come talk to me about chess. I was somewhat surprised. Oh my, who's going to be awake to snuff all those later? We typically only do the ones up here. This hallway gets a bit of traffic at night. The dorms, the library, and so on. Do not worry about fires though. We put them out before we go to bed. Ah, good, that's good to know. The Misericorde. I nodded absent-mindedly and continued towards the dorms. I had had a long day. The energy I had received from the bath had almost been entirely spent. Ugh, I also need a bath, but I don't think it will happen today. I had no idea what the other nuns were planning to do with their night. I can't think of something, but all I could think about was my bed. Stinky, no! I swung open the door to my little room and plopped face first into the straw mattress. Off. My head hit the pillow with a thunk. Oh, really? What now? I flung my pillow aside to reveal a book. No! Oh, it's a 3D model. I had no title. What? It had no title or a dormant on the corner. Oh, I bet she just hit her head on the book. Duh. When I opened it, I was greeted by a lovely illuminated title page. Media. Transcribed proudly by Catherine II of Limbarrow Tor Abbey. A book by her! For the enigmatic woman in the wall. That's me. May she find it the most interesting and edifying, despite its pagan origins, with apologies to Hosidius and Euripides in kind. Oh. I began to weep first, and then sob. Here it was. The play I had been promised all those weeks ago. I cradled it in my arms and dared not turn past the title page yet. There was something that kept me glued to those words. Little words that had been written just for me. Catherine's handwriting was a little scratchier than mine, but it was full of character. I touched the page gently. Running my finger across the page, I felt the slight indents where the quill had pressed into the parchment. My glasses. Put it together, Diana. Sorry, that hit hard. Why is there a book here? Who put the book? Why didn't I get the book earlier? She hadn't broken her promise to me in the slightest. I thought back to that night she came to my window. How soon after had she died? How long before Samhain had she planned to give me this? I knew from experience that transcribing anything was no simple task. If a play was much shorter than the Bible, even if a play was much shorter than the Bible, what a strange mixture of elated and despair I felt. I had a special gift from Katrine, but I would never be able to share my thoughts on the story with her. I was left with precisely half of an experience. I would never ever live the other half of it in all of my days. It would have to do. Hi Kaiser Dragon Youkosaur. I'm reading Tragic Yuri and I'm not handling very well. Just knowing that Katrine had made this filled me with joy. As I dried my tears, I wondered who had brought this here for me. Nobody knew that I had spoken with Katrine, surely, unless she had told someone while preparing this book. Did I have a secret ally? Someone carrying out Katrine's last wish beyond the grave? Or perhaps Darcy had been right, and I was about to meet a friendly spirit. Sorry about the snotty ASMR. I need another tissue. Fuck. Water, please, I need it. I fantasized for a few moments about reading media alongside some sort of transparent, flickering version of Katrine for a moment. But it was too sad to keep up for very long. I didn't even know what Katrine looked like. And, well, ghosts don't exist, of course. I put my pillow back in its place and settled down. I couldn't read the play. Not just yet. The whole thing was just sinking in still. I hope you feel better sooner or later. Take care. I'm sorry, Kaiser, it's the story. I clutched the book to my chest and drifted off to a much-needed sleep. Yes, girl, get some rest. Huh? I awoke with a start from some time later. I felt hot and uncomfortable as I rose from my bed. I was too tired and overwhelmed earlier to think to remove my habit before drifting off. I carefully slotted the copy of media under my bedsheet and stepped out into the dormitory hall. Did she sleep with the habit? Hello? Is everything alright out here? I spoke in a loud whisper, not wanting to wake anyone who may have also been trying to sleep. I got no response, however. I peered into the second floor hallway. The sconces were still lit, flickering somewhat in the wind. Up ahead, I could hear a door closing. People were still awake, it seemed. I sighed deeply. Was this the hazing the superior had mentioned this morning? Flora? Is that you? Margaret? Katrine? I could hear faint laughter coming from somewhere down the hall. Curious, I crept forward. I could definitely hear laughter, and talking, and what sounded like a lute being strummed. Oh, the girls are having a party! As I walked down the hall, the sounds got closer. I realized they were coming from the door next to the library. The Misericorde? I frowned. It sounded like there was a raucous party taking place behind the door. I was confused and a little hurt. I vaguely knew the concept of the Misericorde from some of my reading. It was a room where the rules of Saint Benedict were lifted, and oblates could partake freely in red meat and pork and other delights forbidden to us in the refectory on certain holidays. This sounds like a room for chaos. Only half of the congregation was meant to be allowed in at any given time, and yet it sounded like a full-blown banquet was happening behind this door. And today was no holiday. I really wasn't part of the group, was I? I had half a mind to barge in, but I turned around startled. At the end of the hall, illuminated by sconces, was a tall figure holding a sword. What? A black goat stood next to them, held by a rope leash. What? Wait, I want to take a print. Holy shit. I wanted to scream, but I felt paralyzed. The figure wore black robes. What the Sigma? Pera. The figure was cloaked in what looked like a nun's habit, only longer, and without a white wimple or cowl. They stood taller than any woman I had seen before. Slowly, the monster lifted their sword towards me, pointing with the blade, and as I glinted in the fire, I realized they were wearing a large metal gauntlet. Yeah, I can see the arms. The most normal knight I see. I took a step back, but as soon as I did, the apparition at the end of the hall thrust the blade they held into the air. With a rumbling rush of air, all the sconces in the hallway blew out. For a moment, everything was pitch black. The figure's sword was suddenly wreathed in flame. What the fuck? What the fuck? I could see once more. This creature and their pet were an even stranger sight, lit only by a flaming sword. In the red light of fire, their eyes glinted with an unholy sense of menace. Shadows danced through the hall as the mysterious figure slowly lowered their weapon again, bringing it to rest against the ground. What the fuck? Pera, mais print. After a moment, they dropped the leash they had been holding in their other hand and raised the finger to their shadowed lips. The goats stood still all the same. Assured of my silence, the apparition lowered their hands to the sword's handle. I didn't dare move or make a sound. I was absolutely in their thrall. Now gripping it with both hands, they lift the burning sword high into the air, firelight flickering around the hall in an eerie pattern. And then, they beheaded the goat in one swift motion. The fire was snuffed out, and I was plunged into pure darkness. You guys seen this shit? They just killed their goat! Unable to bear it anymore, I finally screamed! I heard booming metal boots against stone. Fearful that it was the beast bearing down on me, I turned to flee, but got tripped up in my habit. I stumbled to the ground and knocked my head against the stone, so hard I could see stars. I groaned in pain and struggled to find my bearings, but I was quite dazed. After a few moments of scrambling, I realized there was a thin strip of light next to me in the darkness. As the sound of chair scraping was heard, shadows began to pass over the bright line. Yeah, the other room. I recognized it was candlelight leaking from underneath the Misericorde door. There was some panicked fiddling with a latch, and then the door finally swung open. A few of the sisters huddled around me. Adela was holding a candle, and looked by far the bravest out of the group. Hedwig, are you quite alright? Whatever is the matter? There's intruder! I lift my hand weakly to point down the hallway where I had seen the ghastly apparition. Adela took a few steps that direction, but I lunged forward to grab her frock. No, they're armed! Armed? Yes, there was a monstrous figure by the end of the hall carrying a sword. What? What should we do? Martha and Charity appeared in the Misericorde's doorway. Excuse my awful hearing, but did you say you saw someone with a sword? Heavens above, I thought we were done with that sort of nonsense. Adela had tugged her robe out of my grip and was cautiously walking down the hall. I dragged myself to my feet and made to follow her, but the rest of the sisters who had spilled out of the Misericorde what? The rest of the sisters who had spilled out of the Misericorde in tow. Did they all go? Tell me everything that happened, Sister Hedwig. I heard someone knocking on my door, and when I stepped out to investigate, no one was there. So I left the dormitories to see if they had gone the hall, perhaps. And then I saw someone at the end of the hall, carrying a weapon, and with a goat in tow. Hold on, a goat? Yes, and then they raised their sword, and the torches blew out. Crumbs, I would have been scared out of me wits. I still am! What happened next? I'm dying to know. I suppose, it must have been a he, the more I think about it. He lit his sword aflame and beheaded the goat, but not before pointing straight at me. A threat was leveled against me directly. Beheaded the goat, you say? Yes! This is a rather strange story, Hedwig. I understand, but you must believe me. But where's the damn goat? Reach the end of the hallway, which split in two directions. A large door surrounding wall of the abbey was open to our left, wobbling slightly in the wind and creaking softly. Where did the swordsman kill the goat, Hedwig? It would have been, well, here. Just about. I gestured around myself in a circle, But as I looked at the stone floor, I realized there wasn't a speck of blood to be seen. Are you feeling quite alright, Hedwig? Don't look at me like that, Hosho Marine. You must have been seeing things. No shame in it, mine. There's all sorts of odd things I've convinced myself I've seen in the dark. What is her accent? And you're in an unfamiliar place, Earl. No, I saw it. It happened right here. Everyone was looking at me with a mixture of concern and annoyance now. Can we go? It's bleeding cold. Adela's candle blew out. Everyone yelped. The door that had been easing back and forth in the nighttime air had suddenly slammed shut with the wind. The noise echoed through the hall with bone-rattling power. Christ almighty! That just about took my poor heart out! The equivalent to Jesus fucking Christ, but in their own language. Is everyone alright? I was quite shaken myself, but I soon realized that everyone else was chuckling. I'll admit it, that was a pretty good one, Hedwig. A good? Absolutely fiendish. You are a very convincing actress. I was truly bewildered. In the darkness, I could just barely see Martha, clutching her chest and catching her breath. But she flashed me an approving smirk. Katrine was attempting to center herself with deep breaths between exasperated chuckles. Adela's face emerged from the darkness in front of me all of a sudden. She had her hands on her hips and she looking at me in mock fury. We must watch out for her in the future. Why is she in white? What's going on out here? We heard screaming. My eyes were slowly adjusting to the darkness. I could see that some more of the sisters had emerged from the dormitories. Some wearing night clothes. Oh, that's night clothes? Her pajamas are weird. Wait a second. Continuing. Nothing to worry about. Hedwig just scared us all witless with a little prank. Oh, do tell. She gave the most convincing howl to draw us out of the Misericorde, and then cooked up an ingenious story to lead us down here and keep us occupied until the door slammed shut. It gave us all quite a fright. No! Oh, that's good. What did you use? A string? Use? Not a trace of twine here. She must have known it would bang shut sooner or later in the wind. Lucky guess. Hence the cock and bull storytelling once we got here. What? You can spin a yarn, Hedy, I'll give you that. Not half. They think I'm joking! Cock and bull, not cock and ball! God damn it, Clog! Can you imagine Diane in this situation? Door slam, fill it up, push! Diana, whenever a fair maiden flirts with her, can you stop mocking me every now and then? Every time you get the chance about these kind of subjects, Abe, it's getting annoying. I confess, and I already expressed that. Cock and bull must be an expression for some kind of bullshit story. That's impressive, Hedwig. Hello, what's all this then? Wait, that's Darcy. Hello, what's all this then? Are we having a party in the hallway? I'm taking prints of everyone in their silly clothes. The rest of the sisters had caught up. I realized that nearly everyone was here. Katrine, Flora, Adela, Martha, Charity, Margaret, Maura, Darcy, and Eustace were all clamoring around me in the hall, engulfed in an orb of candlelight. All except... Where's Angela? Probably busy seeing if she can fit an even bigger stick up... an even bigger stick up her backside. They don't like Angela. Holy shit. No, this is a great sentence. I have to print this. Of course they're together. Yeah, of course. Damn, didn't know Darcy had all that. What you talking about? Who cares? Consider it a mercy that she isn't here, honestly. I'm not sure she would find this so funny. I swallowed nervously. The narrative that this had been all some grand prank of mine had taken hold so hard and fast that I couldn't possibly push back against it. A happy accident, I suppose, given that it was clear as day. There was no blood at the end of the hallway, where I had seen the goat beheaded, and no mysterious figure awaiting for us, brandishing a sword to chase. I think that Hedwig should just talk to Darcy since she's the one having weird visions, but then I fear Eustace would put, like, the foot between us because she seems jealous. I just wanna not die and find out what's going on. We should probably get you back to bed, lest the Superior finds out you've been organizing practical jokes in the middle of the night. Yeah, she's been a bit touchy about that sort of thing lately. Oh. Yes, although I expect she was more worried about us hazing the newcomer rather than the newcomer hazing us.
Oh, that reminds me, Hedwig. Did you like my prank?
Your prank? Everyone looked at her as we walked back towards the dormitories in a huddle.
Yes, I knocked on your door and then ran back to my room.
So someone knocked on my fucking door! A smaller titter rose up from all the sisters. Dearie me, oh silly.
Eustace didn't want me to, but I did it anyway.
I was mostly worried you wouldn't make it back without being caught.
I'm faster than I look.
Or knocking something over. It was very funny, Darcy. You gave me quite a scare. It's not funny at all! Stop going in their shit! Just tell her that you did really see something and that it was Darcy that knocked on her door. That was the beginning of your story. Someone knocked there. I forced to smile as best as I could, but inside I was screaming. Were the knock and the horrid apparition two separate events? How was that possible? It was hard to accept, although. Not half the one you gave us. This is not funny! Do not play into the jokes! We had arrived at the Misericorde door, still hanging open in the hall. Flora, shall we continue our game? I had you retreating if memory serves. Actually, I think you might accidentally knocked over the pieces in the confusion when we heard Hedwig scream. No! Ah! Oopsie daisy. I think I've had more than enough entertainment for the night and shall retire to my dormitory. Likewise. Well, at the very least, no one needs to worry about snuffing all of the torches out before bed. Bruh, they think I took the torches out too. Everyone murmured in agreement. The group migrated back towards the dorm. Everyone was yawning by now. A few people said their good nights to each other before retreating into their rooms. Misericorde the players when they trip over the chord of misery. I don't know, I never played it. I mimicked these pleasantries as best as I could, but my mind was completely elsewhere. I wanted to grab someone, anyone by the shoulders, and scream at them that it hadn't been a prank. That I had really seen a goat slaughter in the hall, and that any missing evidence was obviously the work of some witchcraft. I had half a mind to stop Darcy going to sleep and ask her about what she had meant about the abbey being haunted. Or perhaps more importantly, tell her that her vision had perfectly predicted what had happened. Yes, do that, bitch! Go do that! I stood in front of my door, arguing with myself, before finally sighing deeply and stepping us inside. Ah, the opposite of it's just a prank, bro. My mind was racing. I couldn't ask anyone else to keep pace with me now. Not only was it quite late now, but I had narrowly, miraculously perhaps, avoided being branded a lunatic thanks to a lucky gust of wind. A lunatic, I mean. Not for real, Darcy would be so on board. Like, she's the person I don't suspect at all. Like, she didn't kill anyone. She couldn't even kill a duck. Much less her friend. It makes her sad. Unless she was high as fuck and the drugs did that to her, but I don't know. That's very unlikely. I flopped onto the mattress. I stared at the ceiling for a few moments, trying to work my breathing back
Attention,
down
Diana.
to a regular pace.
An ad break has started.
Ah,
The raptor will make
finally!
a short break to make sure no one misses anything.
I'm gonna eat the cookie! I'll be back.
Hey Diana. The ad break has ended. You may yap once again.
Bah, just finished my cookie, let me drink. I'm a little tired, but I want to see if I finish this chapter. Hold up, where's chat? Times for eating times, exactly. Vira. Okay. I stared at the ceiling for a few moments, trying to work my breathing back down to a regular pace. Trying to unwind the tight strings I could feel around the front of my mind. Rationally, I knew that I should sleep. Even after spending a significant amount of the day resting, I was that tired. But how could I? What if they came back? What if they came here to kill me? I was really tired. I was very, very tired. Oh, I can't believe that was the end of the chapter. No way. Oh my god. Oh. Oh my god. Come. You guys can't see, but it says in the screen. I can't believe I finished the chapter. Ah! Para, Sunny, minha cabeça. I wonder what's next gonna be, but yeah, my plan was to finish this chapter because I don't think I can read for much longer, and I don't want to stop in a part where it's difficult to follow. So, as far as we know, there was a prank. There was really a prank. Sunny! Olha, água. Sai. Sai. Água. Sai. Stop it! I don't want to get dizzy from talking because I already get dizzy from existing because I'm not taking the meds. I just feel bad that I didn't know that the break was like just now at the end. Or else I would have just continued and probably talked and then finished the stream. I feel so stupid. Just for curiosity, let me see what you're gonna be talking about. After what could have been more than an hour, I woke up with a start and a yelp. Oh no, she's screaming again and waking up again, startled. At least you saw Flock getting killed. Was it Flock now? I think it was a hologram. After a moment, I realized I was sitting straight up in my bed, with my fists raised. She was ready to fight. Sleep may have taken me, however briefly, but I suppose I could at least take some comfort in the discovery that I would have been ready if any attacker had made their way into my room. Yeah, throw hands, girl! Whatever good my skinny fists would do against a broadsword, at least. It was that quiet, save for a light weeping in the wind and a few crows in the distant woods. My eyes adjust to the darkness after a few moments. I steadied myself and then crept out of bed, sliding my nightgown over my head. I wasn't going to be able to sleep, not until I could be sure I was safe from whatever horrid creature had menaced me earlier. I placed an ear to the door, just to check if my little squeak upon waking up had alerted anyone. Silence. Get the fuck on my nunnery, bitch! This is like a preview from next chapter, because I'm curious, so I'm seeing with you, but when I go pick up on the game again, I'll be loading from there. Mercifully, it wasn't excessively creaky. At the door, she opened the door. While there was a little moonlight leaking in through the threshold to the landing, it was far too dark to go exploring without a light. But if you wear a light, you're going to be seen. I remember Eustace and the others had been holding candles when they came to check on things earlier, so surely there must be... Aha! I hadn't spent much time in the dormitory's main room. Sure enough, there was a cricket holding a slightly droopy candlestick resting on the simple mantel above the fireplace. I held a hand in front of the iron hearth cover. I could feel much warm, but I had to try. She's just gonna go on details. I think she's gonna be going investigating in the night. Grrr. This is how characters in horror movie dies. I know, right? She's just gonna be... load. Load. Okay, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna change scenes because I can't. Are you sure you want to quit? No. Control Shift F4. Oh, caraças! I'm sorry, I wanted to switch scenes, but I remember if I clicked on the... I'm having vertigo. I remember when you click on the shift button, the text starts skipping very fast. Speaking of the vertigo, what I have is like I move my eyes. Imagine I turn my body and my eyes, but the brain inside my head does not turn. It turns after a few milliseconds, as if it had lag. It's as if my balance had lag, but I don't feel exactly dizzy. It's just that I need a lot of effort sometimes when this is happening to concentrate on where I'm looking, turning, and facing. And then, don't know if it's related, but my heart will go super fast. And I think that happens because I forget to breathe. I don't know what is this shit, but I am very tired of it. This week, I was a little pissed because I couldn't really work on anything I had to do. I had time to play a little bit, and then on the same day I realized that I was starting to have the stupid withdrawal symptoms. And then the rest of the week, I couldn't do anything when I got home. I tried to sleep, and I couldn't sleep because I couldn't rest. My body was just... So I don't know what that was. I just have to wait. I am a lot better than what I was yesterday and the day before. But I don't know, I just need this to go away as quickly as possible, or else I'm gonna riot. And if I go to the hospital, they will probably dismiss it as just wait a few days or a few weeks. Don't these bitches know that I have a life and I can't just stay still, not do anything? Like, the sun, it looks so cute in the sun. As I turn my eyes, it feels like darting eyes. Sometimes you're not even turning, and your darts will do a little parkour to left and right. It's weird, it's hard to explain. I'm not going to the doctor for it. I have no idea what they'll medicate me. I'm just angry that I'm having this. Blaming myself that I probably should have taken a day yes and day no on the pill. Like, take today, don't take tomorrow, take the day after. But what I did was that for 1 week I took half the dose, half a pill, and then after a week I decided to stop, and I didn't feel anything on the first or second day. I started feeling around the middle or the second day, or in the morning of the third. Can't remember. It's annoying. Thank you for the shenanigans, even though I wasn't here for most of it. I'm glad you could enjoy some of it at least. Thank you for stopping by, Clug. And thank you everyone for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Even if short, it went a lot better than what I was expecting. I was expecting to have my eyes darting more often during the reading as opposed to what I was having a few moments ago. Right now, the VODs got me and we got you. Thank you, Clark. I wish I had a heart hands emoji that I could do, but only have this. It's times for working times. Right on time, because I am about to end. Next Saturday, I don't know what I'm gonna play. I am torn in these last streams between finishing Misericorde and finishing Sniff's adventure. I like both a lot, but sometimes I wonder if you guys get too sick if I stream the same game more than 2 weeks in a row. So I don't know if I'll have to play Sniff's adventure next time. I really don't know. And I also miss playing Dark Souls, but I get a little intimidated at the thought of getting back to it. because it's been a while. It's been a while and Dark Souls is a hard game. I'm truly invested in shenanigans. Well, your opinion is very important. A lot of times people just are here because they like being here, so I don't know if they are tired of shenanigans or sniff being too many times in a row, but I wanna hear what you guys think. Do you want to continue more shenanigans? Do you want to continue Sniff's adventure? I can make a poll on Discord, that's right. Man. I might make a poll on Discord and add everyone. I'm sorry to add everyone if that's the reason some of the pals decide to leave Discord. I am sorry. I'm sorry, but that's what the Discord server is. It's for me to also ping at everyone for what I deem to be important. I'm sorry, I love you guys. I'm just a little bit annoying sometimes. But yeah, thank you for your company today. And I'll see you guys next week. Eldritch time. Bye-bye!